Willie D live.
What's up, family? The Democrats are demanding a cognitive test for Donald Trump, your president. And they want it to be public. Yeah, fam, they want to put it out front and center for the entire nation because we need to know the mental health of the person who's sending our people to war and putting our lives in peril. Yeah, fam. Check this out. This is in the Daily Beast. The Democrats demand public cognitive tests for incoherent Trump, 79. Yeah, he looks pretty incoherent right there. Yep. Democrats are demanding that President Donald Trump submit to a cognitive test and then release the results publicly while warning about the 79-year-old's mental decline. House Judiciary Committee ranking member Jamie Raskin sent a letter to the White House physician, doctor. Now, here's the thing, fam. Let's not be naive about this. The Democrats, they don't have the House, they don't have the Senate. They can't force Trump to take the test and make the results public. They can't even force him to take the test and make the results private. They can't force him to take the test at all. What this is about is putting his mental health front and center for the American people to examine. Now, those of us who got some common sense, we already know dude is off his rocker. But perhaps you might be able to convert maybe 0.5% of MAGA or so, Don't look for no huge awakening. That's not going to happen. These motherfuckers are brainwashed, man. They are absolutely brainwashed. There he is. Look at that dude. Look at him. This is the dude who's running the country this month. This is who's running the country, fam. Look at this dude. That's who's running your country. A dude who looks like that. That's who's running your country. People are saying that this guy needs a psychological evaluation. There have been many discussions that focus on whether his behavior aligns with clinical definitions of personality disorders, specifically malignant narcissism. Donald Trump, narcissist? Hell no, not Donald Trump, man. No, let's talk about the behavioral and social traits. Specific patterns in his public life are frequently analyzed through a psychological lens. Distortion of reality. This is a big one right here. How about his frequent use of alternative facts? I can answer that one. The conspiracy theories, the gaslighting. His gaslighting is next level. Like, basically anything Trump accuses someone else of doing, he is guilty of doing himself. Like, pretty much when he opens his mouth, if you really want to know the truth, if you want to just take the guesswork out and you just want to know what the truth is, when you listen to him, just listen to him in reverse and you'll get the facts. Like, whatever he says, just reverse it. And that's the truth. Because the dude do nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, but lie and pad his pockets. Did you know that he made over $3 billion in 1 year in office? More than any president in the history of the United States in its 250 plus years? Did you know that? I guess you did. 250 years. Yeah. Anyway, fam, let me. I want to look at something right here. I want to see this. Yeah. So anyway, fam. Yeah. he has made more money in 1 year than all presidents combined, not because he's smart, not because of that. It's because he's a rogue and he do not mind stealing. He do not mind breaking the law. Quickest way to make some money is to break the law. Like, take some money you didn't earn, right? That's a quick way to get some money, get your hands on some money. Take something you didn't earn. Just take something. And he's been doing a whole lot of taking. When's the last time y'all heard about that account that he has in Qatar, where he stored the proceeds from the sale of Venezuelan oil? That's an account that he owns, that he controls. It's an offshore account. He's the president of the United States. He said that the oil was supposed to be for the American people. He sold it, took the proceeds and put it in an offshore account in Qatar, and nobody, and I mean nobody, is talking about it. Well, I guess I'm talking about it, but nobody is really talking about that. What's the deal with that? Yeah, the dude is not well, fam. The dude wakes up every day just, beefing with anybody he can think of, and most of his beef is with Americans. These are the people he's supposed to be protecting. These are the people that he's supposed to be trying to put at ease, especially right now when there's a lot of unrest in the country, a lot of uncertainty. A lot of people cannot afford basic living things. They can't. People can't pay their rent. People are having a hard time with groceries. People are having a hard time with gasoline, everything that costs. People are having a hard time with. And on top of that, you have all of the division that goes on in America. And Trump don't really care about all of that because he actually promotes division. He actually likes the fact that many Americans do not get along. And so America is divided across every line that you can think of: social, political lines, age, gender, race, city, state, street, schools, mosques, synagogues. I mean, you name it, fam. Americans are divided. 100%, like divided. And I don't see anything changing anytime soon. Not with the taco boy now. I don't see anything changing anytime soon. Paw is clearly not fit for office. He's not. Every night there's a late night text swarm, and it's further evidence of his rapidly decaying, fragile mental state. Yeah. If he does take a test and, it's whatever the results are, the results should be made public. Since he likes to talk about how transparent he is, and Caroline Leavitt likes to talk about how transparent this administration is, I think that you should go ahead and square up with the American people. Go ahead, make the medical records public. They hadn't been able to do it with JFK. They didn't do it with was it Franklin D. Roosevelt? They didn't do it with Nixon. They didn't do it with any of the Bushes. They didn't do it with Clinton. They didn't do it with Obama. Wait a minute, I think Obama may have made his records public, I think. But the American people deserve to know the mental state of the commander-in-chief. These are major decisions made on our behalf. You know how I know they're made on our behalf? Because every time they end a speech, they say, "And God bless America." And then, but during the course of the speech, within the context of the speech, no matter what speech it is, it's always, the American people, the American people deserves, the American people need, the American people, we're doing this on behalf of the American people, the American people. So if it's about the American people want to know, what's your mental state, man? Let us know. It must be a full medical workup. Independent physician not a military doctor. We want an independent military. We want an independent physician, not a military doctor. We don't want somebody who's been bought and paid for, who Trump got in his pocket. We want all the results issued to the public. For too long, I'm talking about for too long, you got Wilson too, from Wilson to FDR to Kennedy to Reagan, Biden, all of them, man. The presidents, they've been hiding those medical records. We need to know. It should be mandatory for every president and every VP candidate to take a psychological evaluation before being allowed to sit. In fact, just to make sure we're not wasting everybody's time, before you can even become a, let's say, a nominee for your party, before you can become the nominee, you have to take a psychological evaluation. And then there should be one taken at least once every 6 months, at least once every 6 months. Police officers, once a damn day. Yeah, because these police officers lost their damn minds. Like, they're out here beating up people left and right. They shooting people there, but they really are just snatching people up and beating people up, like all over the country. It's bad. They also should they should be subjected to drug tests. All of these presidents, they should be subjected to drug tests. Every last one of them. In fact, not just the presidents though, but all of the members of the House, all of the members of the Senate, Congress should be subjected. Anybody serving in public office should be subjected to drug tests. And I would say random drug tests. At least 4 times a year. At least 4 times a year. At least every quarter, it should be a random drug test. That's how you keep people on the straight and narrow. See, there has to be some type of standards, right? We don't have any standards. There's no standards, so it's my belief that if standards were implemented, then, we can start getting some good, decent people in these seats, and they need to get rid of these people that's serving for 6 and 7 damn decades. Term limits. I say term limits today, term limits tomorrow, term limits forever. Term limits. You got 2 terms and you out. 2 terms. 2 4-year terms maximum. And then you got to move around and let somebody else do it. I think that way we keep it, we stay young, we stay on our toes, we stay vibrant. People are making decisions that will not only affect them, not only affect the people who they serve, their constituents, but they will also have to live with their choices. See, a lot of these people, they get ready to die. So they're not going to feel the full range of effects down the line that their decisions are going to cause. So they need to be able to live with those decisions, like really live with those decisions. Trump absolutely needs a psychological evaluation. We know that he's off. We know he's demented. We know that something is wrong with this dude. We know that for a fact. We know something is wrong with dude. He's off. We know that. You got to be off to think the way he thinks. Well, I bombed him because I thought they was going to bomb us. But this is war. This is war, not a pickup basketball game. This is war. What say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.